Okay, constituent input is limited to 5 minutes, can be on any subject you'd like to talk about. And would you please identify yourself?
My name is Cynthia George, and I'm here on something a little bit different this morning. And I'm here to honor my daughter's wishes. I don't know if a lot of you know, but I lost my daughter, Mr. Thompson.
No, I
The
didn't
one
know
that you said reminded you so much of yourself. She was killed Veterans Day on Highway 20 in a car accident. She was killed instantly. Before that, in October 20th, there was a raid on the camp at Standing Rock. And I watched as our government and our military was used against people in prayer. And they drug people out of sweat lodges in prayer. And they shot them with rubber bullets. And then they have done nothing but attack using our police force and our military. And so I gave up. I gave up on this country, and I went and I burned my ballot in front of the Vietnam Memorial. And I was in a rage. I talked to many, many veterans, and I said I would burn that flag. That flag, this Constitution, means nothing to me anymore. Many of them were angry, but they understood my heartache. And the election was coming, and I faced my daughter crying day after day. She didn't know what to do. And so she came to me on the election night, and she tore her ballot up. She said, "Mother, I will never vote. It's just too much. I've lost faith." And so we got to giggling and laughing. I had to pull her out of it, and we laughed. We laughed about Trump not being able to, use his gold toilets anymore and being behind a fence and all these things, just to bring some humor back into what has become a really ugly government. And so she was killed. But before she died, she said she wanted to come before you. That was her wish, was to come before you and ask you to support the young people at Standing Rock and the elders and the children. And I went out and I talked to the man here that runs the finances or whatever he does. And one of the things is I want you to really think, as Seattle just did, where our money is held right now in banks. Make a statement. If you're holding money that's energy transfer, because here's the thing, is that they've proven with scientific proof. See, this EIS that yesterday the president has decided to force this pipeline through with no environmental impact study whatsoever. And the tribes were coming forward with scientific proof that pipe will fail. That is one of the worst constructed. It ain't even about whether or not that pipeline should go through, but the fact that they are shoddy businessmen, shoddy construction. And so my other concern, as on the 4th day after losing my daughter, I held a gathering at the pipeline of GP, and we prayed, because we know 11 million gallons of effluent go out into that ocean every day, and we know 2,600 pounds of biosolids are dumped into the ocean. And as I sit and I talk to our fishermen, and they tell me about finding the cancerous growths in the fish, and they don't even fish out there anymore, and I ask, where are my fishermen? When are they going to start stepping forward and telling the truth about what's happening to our ocean and our sewers that are being dumped out there with these so-called spills and all these things? This isn't our dumping ground, you guys. We have to do better. So before you put $18 million into another building for wellness, let's be responsible for what's happening with our water. We got the endangered species list now hanging over our head, and the salmon are gone. That's what the fishermen are telling me, they're gone. And I think this is more control. And you, Mr. Thompson, said this, and I'm not attacking you, please. I respect you for what you're trying to do for the water. And Siletz, it's scary. Because if the federal government gets a hold of those rivers, and I think that's what this is about. This isn't about the environment. They don't care. It's about controlling our water resources. Nestle going in and piping our water and selling it back to us and all these things. Not being able to let us catch rainwater. So as a county, please, Let's stick with renewables. Let's get composting toilets and all these ways that we can truly go forward in a green environment. Let's see what Koch brothers can do with hemp. You know, maybe we can use that byproduct as a biofuel and all these things. There's dreams out there, but we've got to keep going forward on all these positive things. But I ask you to please, today is huge. Honor my daughter. Remember that every time you drink water, give thanks to that water. Those children are sacrificing their lives today because they're bringing in. BIA went in and cracked a woman in the head on private lands, given permission by our government. This isn't okay. The Constitution is gone. They're violating it every day in North Dakota. And we can't allow that as people, or none of this means anything. So I thank you, and you guys have a good day.
Let me make a comment in this case. I normally don't, but I did make that comment about your daughter, and I meant it sincerely. I saw a young lady who was trying to change government to do things, and hopefully over time, if she would have lived, she would have made a change that was good for society. And I meant that sincerely. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know, and I apologize for not knowing.
Thank you. I do want to say that she wrote me. I was there with her. I was brought to the scene. She died instantly, broke her neck. Okay? Something mother, her father was on the road with her. She wrote me minutes before she was killed. And she said I was her hero because she believed in what I was trying to do. And I'm trying to let go of the anger, and I'm trying to keep moving forward. And so this was my first step today to fulfill her wish to keep going and try and find the positive in this darkness, because it has become really dark, as you know. So thank you.
Could I say something as well? I'd like to extend my sympathies. I was not aware of the loss of your daughter either. And, you know, we don't, as officials, usually speak out on things the federal government is doing. You know, it's not within our authority, but just personally as a citizen, I am angered, sickened, and appalled at what's been happening at Standing Rock. I have helped two friends of mine, an artist and a military veteran, journey there and be part of the stand with the native peoples. I'm appalled. You know, water is life, and I know that fundamentally. I mean, the fact that Flint, Michigan is now going on 3 years without clean water should be a national shame for all decent people. So thank you.
You know, my family's been without drinking water for 10 years, as you know, and I've had to buy every drop. And so this has become, it's always been very important, and I tried to bring monitoring to Toledo High School on the air and the water, and these things, they're just really important, and we need to be responsible. We need the truth of what's happening with this pipeline and what's going on here. This is our black snake here in Lincoln County, is that mill. And I know that's a taboo to even discuss, but it's the truth. Thank you so much, and thank you for the support.
Cindy, I think your daughter would be proud of you, and I want you to know that I offer my heartfelt condolences for you in this time of sorrow. I know it's difficult for you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you.
Okay. Move back to agenda, and we have nothing else to complete.
No executive session?
No.
So the
Back
next
to you.
meeting will be